very warm welcome to a brand new edition of Colors of India, your weekly cultural diary. I'm your host Ravleen Kaur, bringing you all the cultural updates from in and around the capital. But first, look at the highlights. First, a concert of jazz, classical and Afro-Cuban rhythms. Up next, a short film, Ramayana, the shared culture. And finally, an Odyssey dance recital. In this segment, we bring to you a Cuban woman singer and an instrumentalist, paying tribute to all her loved ones by presenting a concert of jazz, classical and Afro-Cuban rhythms. Listen it.
Se nos agota el tiempo y para que me oigas voy trepando a mis recuerdos y en medio de las cosas cuando menos lo espero.
An artist as passionate about classical music as she is about jazz, salsa, hip-hop and rhythms from elsewhere.
Borran lo que se lleva y se siente en la sangre es más fuerte.
Eliane Canizares, a unique performer who when called upon is able to join voice and violin and express herself as an orchestra might. The sound reflects the richness and mixture of cultures that Eliane carries with her today.
Very, very pleasurable. She has such fun. Of course, the voice is beautiful, and the pianist was very talented, but more the vivacity and the energy and the laughter. It made me very happy indeed.
Donde hay amor no cabe el olvido. Cuando hay amor no existe el vacío. Si encuentro entre mis sueños tus ojos luminosos y tus besos inmensos que velan por mí. Aronía bebemos
The fiery blend of jazz, classical, Afro-Cuban rhythms and Eliane's powerful voice transformed audiences into another zone and realm. Showcasing a distinctive relationship with the violin that is passionate and precious, Eliane treats a current Italian-made instrument like a partner, a lover, complementing each other while gracing the stage.
I do love jazz. I come as often as I can, but evenings like this are very special indeed.
Aged 7, she won a place at the prestigious Manuel Saumel Music Academy to study piano and violin. A woman born in Cuba and living in Switzerland has always been inspired by people who are no longer here. Elian believes the spirits of those you love and admire from a personal or artistic point of view continue to stay around you. A beautiful thought indeed.
Thank you.
Whether on stage or on record, there are very few artists as impressively talented as Elian. With her charisma and tapestry of the influences and with the ease with which she sings and plays violin simultaneously, Elian Canizares is definitely a bona fide discovery. Time for a short break now, but don't go anywhere, a lot more coming up ahead on the program. Coming up ahead, the screening of the short film Ramayana, a shared culture. Welcome back after the break. The Ramayana, a great epic story which knows no boundaries of religions or countries, enacted more often than any other story of the world. The short film here presents the performances of Ramayana in India, Laos, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Singapore, Java and Bali. Take a look for yourself. An art historian, Buddhist scholar, an author, an eminent photographer and a record-setting traveller. Binoy K. Beher, the maker of Ramayana, a shared culture, showcasing performances of Ramayana from across the world. It is produced by the External Publicity and Public Diplomacy Division of the Ministry of External Affairs, India.
The Ramayana is the greatest story of ethics in the world. In fact, the Ramayana has been performed over the centuries and seen by billions of people. There is no other story in the world which has been so completely popular in so many countries, cutting across all the religions, cutting across national boundaries, cutting across cultures. This great epic of ethics, about the ethics of daily life, about family ethics, about the ethics of rulers, about the ethics of administration. This great epic of ethics has been the cornerstone of the life of South and Southeast Asia.
A filmmaker who has made over 140 deeply researched documentary films, and yet making films is only one part of his life's mission. Binoy K. Beher is the first Indian about whom the American National Geographic magazine has done a major story.
Sita is tricked and abducted by the powerful and evil King Ravana. He takes her off to Lanka and keeps her in captivity there. searches for her and becomes friends with the powerful monkey leader Hanuman. Ravana is killed and Sita is brought back. That is the essential outline of the story.
अपमान, घोर अपमान, लंकापति रावण को घोर अपमान।
And this epic written 2000 years ago in India, is still going strong in all Asia.
In Cambodia, everyone knows it. They all know Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, and Hanuman is the superstar of Cambodia anyway.
Southeast Asia, certainly in the Buddhist countries of Southeast Asia, Cambodia and Thailand, Rama is seen as an ideal king. And so kings have, in Southeast Asia, have always, and in India too, of course, sought to model themselves on Rama.
Serves as a kind of idealized version of a kind of masculinity that is powerful, truthful, a great warrior, but also a vessel of compassion. So a person in command, not only of a nation, of a region, of a state, but in command of himself.
As a text, it's very great poetry, whether Valmiki or whether Tulsidas. And as a performance, it is amazing. And I do think that one of the reasons why it has it captured the imagination and the cultures of the whole of Southeast Asia is because of the opportunities, the creative opportunities it offers.
And also, he's the person who, for the first time, photographed the Buddhist painting of Ajanta in their true color and detail. The screening was quite an experience in itself. Transportation to another world. It's time for a short break now, but don't go anywhere. A lot more coming up ahead on the program. Coming up ahead, an Odyssey dance recital. Welcome back after the break. The classical dances have celebrated the love of Lord Krishna and Radha for centuries. This performance here dwells on the same theme, only taken to a new level of finesse and brilliance. Take a look for yourself. India's most loved Odissi dancer, Sujatha Mahapatra, dances to live music that sings of love and the divine. The performance is based on the Gita Govind, a 12th century work that explores the relationship between Krishna and the gopis, especially Radha. Sujatha depicts the love story in the most sensuous manner, highlighting the beauty of the human body.
Radha is saying to her friend, please go, oh my friend, get me that Krishna to whom I once again wants to have love with him. And then, of course, all these items is being choreographed. My father-in-law, Padma Vibhushan Guru Sri Jashn-e-Rekhta Mahapatra. Being an Oriya, I always want to have a Oriya Vinaya in between my repertoire.
Gagana Satrisham Vishwadharam Gagana Satrisham Meghavarnam Subhagam.
Disciple of the great Guru Kelucharan, Sujatha is one of the most eminent Odissi dancers today.
Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Lakshmi Kantam.
She has become a national icon in the classical dance form, and her experienced troupe has performed with her across the country and abroad.
Yogi bhi dhyanagam Vande Vishnu bhava bhayaharam Vande Vishnu bhava bhayaharam.
ये जो था हमारा जो स्टोरी था, लास्ट वाला स्टोरी, ये था रामायण. इसको लिखा है द ग्रेट राइटर ऑफ उड़ीसा, कवि सम्राट उपेंद्र भंज, एंड म्यूजिक पंडित भुवनेश्वर मिश्र, एंड नृत्य संरचना गुरु पद्म विभूषण केलुचरण महापात्र जी. ये आइटम में जो सीता का जो रोल है, सीता कैसे पंचवटी में गए थे, मृग के पीछे भाग भाग कर, वो जो स्टोरी है पहले से लेकर लास्ट तक, कैसे जटायु मुख्य, इसके बाद युद्ध, ये सब पूरा रामायण का स्टोरी था. बहुत आनंद आया.
Sagama sagama mama
The Margaret Dhello Annual Spirit of India Award is conferred on an eminent classical musician or dancer in recognition of services to Indian classical music and dance overseas.
Sagama gabadha madani danisa Sare sagari sani nisani re sani da mada mani da maga re gari magari sa.
Odissi is always, very sweet, brings out all the beauty that Kelucharan Mahapatra, her father-in-law, taught her. And she has preserved his learning. And she has become famous.
The 35-year-old Spirit of India program is presented in partnership with major art festivals and art organizations with the aim to promote Indian music and dance in Australia and New Zealand. The overwhelming story and the performance left the audience spellbound. That's all we have in this edition of Colors of India. See you next week, same time, with a bunch of other exciting stories. Until then, take very good care of yourselves.